Hi there, Jamie Goode of winearac.com here. I'm going to be tasting a famous Lebanese wine tonight. On camera, it's a bit rough and ready, but I thought it's good to seize the moment and taste the wine now. It's Chateau Musar 2005, the latest vintage of this very famous wine. And the thing about Musar is it's one of those wines that has technically got some wine faults, but those wine faults all work well together. And despite the faultiness, this is a wine that I find vintage after vintage to be completely compelling. It's a lovely wine. And I went to a vertical tasting of Musar, a Musarathon, a while back, and we tasted probably 20 vintages of Musar back to the 60s, and these wines age beautifully. And from the Bekaa Valley in Lebanon, and it's a blend of different red grape varieties. I think there's some Cinsault in there, which is an interesting variety, and I think there's Cabernet, stuff like that. It's a real hodgepodge of different red varieties, and the nose is just beautiful. It's got this lifted character, which is kind of from the volatile acidity, which gives a very aromatic lift to the nose. It's got spices, herbs. It's warm. It's really harmonious. There's a sweetness to the fruit, which I think works well in the context of some of the more animal, meaty aromas that come from the Brettanomyces with another wine fault. And the palate's distinctly savoury. It's quite rich. There's a fruit sweetness here, definitely. There's just some aged characters. It's 2005, so it's 8 years old, but it tastes a little bit older than that. In a very good way. I really love the harmonious nature of this wine. Spice, earth, herbs, cherry, red berries, bit of undergrowth. And some grippy tannins, but they work so well in the context of the sweet fruit. And I think the key to this wine is the fact that all these various disparate elements work in harmony. I wouldn't have said it was an elegant wine, although there is some elegance here. So it's a little bit more rustic than that. I think some of the Brettanomyces gives that sort of rustic character. But it's quite profound as well. There's lots going on here. Lots of different aromas and flavours. And it's a wine that as you taste it and you taste it again, you find something different in it. That's the complexity, I guess. It's a wine that surprises you, and I think that this is a wine that personally I would sell her with confidence, because I think that a slightly oxidative character here suggests that it's not going to fade very quickly, and it's going to pick up complexity. It's going to be mellow. There'd be some bottle variation, I think, owing to the sort of the more natural nature of this wine. But when you get a good bottle, it'll be worth it. So there you are, Chateau Musar, 2005. Cracking wine. I bought 3 bottles. I should have bought more. Not too expensive, about £20 a bottle. And for this quality of wine, I think it's worth it. And I think the really interesting thing about this wine is the way that it does contain elements of wine faults in it, but despite that it works. Thanks for watching.